Some people say that monopolies are bad. So the question is exactly how is it bad? Could we explain this? And the short answer is that a monopoly is bad because you get high prices and low quantity compared to what you would have in perfect competition. So the short answer is in a monopoly you will have high price and low quantity compared to what you could have had in perfect competition. So let's show this more formally. So we'll draw a graph where you have quantity on one axis, quantity here, price here, and then you have the standard demand and supply curves. So you have supply goes up as price goes up, and demand goes down as price goes up. So you have this. Now in perfect competition, you will be where demand meets supply. So you'll be here, and you will have this quantity produced, quantity in perfect competition at this price in a perfect competition. Why will you be there? Well, that's the point where the companies will maximize their profit. The marginal cost will be equal to the marginal benefit. That's where they maximize their profit. Now, for a monopolist, the situation is slightly different, because for a monopolist, the marginal benefit or the marginal revenue of producing more is not the same as it is for a firm in perfect competition, because in perfect competition we assume that the company is a price taker. So basically, if you sell one more of whatever you're selling, then you will get the price of that product. So the marginal benefit or the marginal revenue under perfect competition is equal to the price. So let's say the price is 15. If you sell one more, you'll get 15, because you can just push more products to the market, and that will not affect the price because you're a price taker. That's by assumption. But for a monopolist, it's different. If you're a monopoly and the price is 15 and you try to push more products to the market, you'll have to lower your price. So the marginal revenue is not equal to the price. So that's why you will get a different curve for marginal revenue curve for a monopolist. A monopolist, the marginal revenue will look more like this. Marginal revenue. And the supply curve is also equal to the marginal cost curve. So for a firm in a perfect competition, then the demand curve is equal to the marginal revenue curve. Because they will, if they produce more, if the price is 15 and they produce more, they will get 15 for every single unit they produce more. But that's different for a monopolist. If they produce more, they have to lower the price to sell more. So that's why the marginal revenue curve is lower. So let's say this is the marginal revenue curve for the monopolist then this is the point where a monopolist will have marginal revenue equal to marginal cost. Which means that at that point, how much will they produce? They will produce this much, so they will have a lower quantity for a monopolist. The quantity goes down, you can see that. But at this point, if they produce this much, what will the price be? Well, the price will be up here, because that's where the amount they produce will actually supply the demand. At that price for a monopolist. So you can see the price also goes up. So you get the worst of both worlds. You get higher price, but fewer goods. So that's why a monopoly is bad. Now, you could add one more thing actually, because this is only in a static framework. In a more dynamic sense, you could say you could get less innovation, for example, because there's less incentive to improve because there's weaker competition. But that's a different one. That's not illustrated in this diagram. And the second point might be as important as the first one, but this is the key and standard story. You get higher price and less quantity, and that's bad compared to what you could have had in perfect competition.